Hi there, it's Brent from Dark Force Custom Sabers, and if you're watching this, then you are the proud owner of this guy right here. This guy was an extremely fun build, kind of based around more of a kind of a prequel-esque Jedi theme, but kind of also with a little bit of a dark side tinge to it. So it's a really cool saber, very I don't know, just prequel-esque. Obviously, it's NeoPixel blade powered, so it has one of my Neo blades in it. I'll get into that here in a little bit. Right now, obviously, you have the hilt that you've seen, all of its glory, close-ups, everything. There you are. You got the two illuminated switches. This video will actually serve as the instruction manual, so if you need any help, you can obviously always email me or message me or refer to this video, and this should cover most of everything that you need to know and understand how to operate the saber. So let's get started. You will get a Allen key. This is just a 832nd Allen key. You can use your own if you'd prefer, but that one will come in your charging case. You can kind of hear it rattling around in there. This will include your charger, which will look like this. Please do not use any other charger. You can get replacement ones of these at the Custom Saber shop if you need to, but this one in here, I've tested it. It works great. I've done multiple charges on this saber. It is good to go. Everything is tested and works perfectly fine. Now with your Allen key here, this does two functions. This serves as two functions on the saber. The first one is, if you can see that is your blade retention screw. That works as a normal blade retention screw, which I will show you here in a moment. Hilt side, I'll just show you how the saber comes apart. Basically, you see there is a screw right there. It's just a little set screw. It holds the back half of the saber on, including the pommel area. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to take your Allen key here and make sure you set it vertically in here. And you're going to want to do this for both loosening and tightening. And you're just going to want to kind of gently undo that. Yeah, you can give it like maybe two and a half, 3 turns max of a full turn. Do not let that screw go all the way out. It will undo the whole shrouding piece here, and you don't want that. This can gently come right off. Might have to take it off a little bit more there. There you have it. It comes right off like that. Now you have a back half section ready to rock and roll. This is the inside of the saber here with the aluminum chassis. You can see the battery cell, the 18650 cell there. Speaker, board. This is a Prism version 5, obviously with the NeoPixel support. To access the LED card, or the SD card, not the LED card, my mistake, you simply see the curves of these wires right here. Right there, you can kind of get a fingernail or a pair of needle nose pliers, or maybe even the end of a pencil here, a eraser of a pencil, and you could push that in or push it out, and then you could take that out and make any adjustments on the computer that you want to make. And I can link you to the Plectro Labs manual so you can kind of have fun with that on your own. But yeah, you can adjust all the sensitivities, you can adjust color profiles. Like I've mentioned before, this board only has 3 sound profiles loaded on board: light meat, dark meat, and gray meat. Both are, or all 3 of them are really great sound fonts. However, you could replace those with your own if you'd like, or add another additional 3. Again, you can find all that in the Plectro Labs manual. I won't cover that in this video. Anyhow, to put this guy back on, you just slightly throw this guy right back on there. The board is slightly flexible, not very, so you might have to kind of adjust it. Just make sure none of the wires get caught, and you'll be good to go. You'll notice where the set screw sits and secures right there. You're going to want to line that up just for durability and for OCD's sake, I suppose. And then you'll take your Allen key, again, vertically, and then this time opposite. You're going to want to tighten it down. And just finger tight, like that. So now, this is solid. It will not go anywhere. It's ready for dueling, ready for whatever you're ready to throw at it. Obviously, got a silver kill key in there. That just plugs right into your 2.1mm recharge port. That is where you will plug in your charger, obviously, from your guy here. That's how you will charge the saber. You'll want to keep this key in pretty much at all times when you are not using the saber, because the NeoPixel blade, especially when the blade here is plugged into the emitter and it is hooked into the saber, it does have a very severe amp draw, so it'll drain your battery even if you're not using the saber without this kill key. So definitely keep that kill key in if you have the blade in, and you'll be good to go. When you're not using it, that is, of course. So obviously I have it set up currently so one LED will flash depending on whichever sound bank is in there. So it has 3 modes currently. This is one of the modes. The red LED will light up when obviously the saber is activated at all times. And then to access the other sound banks, you just use the auxiliary switch here, and you press and hold for a few seconds. You'll hear a beep like that, and then it'll automatically transform into the other sound bank. So now you have no color here, which tells me that you're in, I think it's the 3rd one. Yeah, this is the light meat sound fun. Obviously, you can see that the switch LEDs are also responsive, at least the blue one. The red one is just a stationary light, just to let you know that it's on. We'll switch into the 3rd and final one. There you go. And you'll see now that this one has the red LED on to let you know which sound profile that you're in. And that is kind of a neat little feature that I decided to add into this saber. I'll just put that kill key right back in, and I'll show you how the blade works. So, covering a little bit on the blade, this is a thick-walled trans-white polycarbonate blade. That's pretty much the gist of that. Nothing really too spectacular there. However, all the fun stuff happens on the inside of this. Sorry, you can barely see that. Obviously, it's a NeoPixel powered blade, so you are going to have a connector. This is a aviation 4-pin connector that is matched with a female connector on the inside. So basically, what you'll notice here, I'll show you on the blade more or less, you'll see, might be kind of hard to see, but there is right here a little notch on the actual aviation connector itself. This will need to match the notch on the inside of this hilt. I don't know if you can kind of see that. It's hard to see. Anyhow, just look down there, match them together, and you should be good to go. Let's see. There you have it. And then that blade retention screw, I'm nailing everything in the garage here. That blade retention screw, which you see right there, can easily be tightened down, and I recommend, again, just finger tight on this. You can go a little tighter if you'd like, but about like that. You know, again, vertical. And then you're ready to go. And obviously you have 13 different color profiles, and to switch through those, obviously, this bottom switch is going to be your activation switch like we covered a second ago. It's hard to see, so I'm going to take out this light here. So to switch color profiles, you're going to want to push both of these down at the same time. First with the activation or auxiliary switch, my mistake. And you'll see that will change you into the next color profile, which again are adjustable to your tastes and your preference if you so desire. Oh yeah, pressing the auxiliary switch here allows you to take advantage of the auxiliary effects such as the blaster bolt deflection, which you can kind of see there. It's hard to pick up on camera, but it flickers depending on where the blaster bolt, so to speak, hits on the blade, and it hits random. Again, that can be adjusted if you desire, but I haven't tweaked around with that. You have ignition and retraction via the ignition switch, obviously. You have blade lockup. Again, that's just pressing and holding this main auxiliary switch once, like that. That's what that does. A quick tap enables that blaster deflection kind of mode thing. There you have it. And there you have it. The ignition times are adjustable via the SD card, like I showed you earlier. So of course you can go in there and adjust that to your own likings, of course. But right now, this guy's all ready and set to go. It has 13 different color profiles to choose from, all of which are editable. And we'll put that kill key right back in there, just so it doesn't draw and drain our battery. And yeah. Oh, it's another little worthy tip to note that when this guy starts to go dead and starts to drain, the battery starts draining, it will not have enough power to power the blade, and you will get some really nasty speaker crackling artifacts. This isn't harming anything. This is simply an artifact from the blade drawing too much current from the battery, and the battery can't keep up with it. So if and when you encounter that, just simply turn the saber off and plug the saber into the charger here and let it recharge fully. Usually can take anywhere between 2.5 to 4.5 hours depending on how low the battery is. You'll get a good charge with it. I've tested, and probably a good hour of runtime on and off, of course, not continuous, is what you're looking at. So you get pretty decent run times off this guy. Obviously, I don't permit taking anything apart. Screws like that hold LED modules or not the LED module, but the connector module for the blade in place. The old sabers that we used to make used to use LED modules inside the hilt, and that's what that could also be used for. But obviously, NeoPixel powered. It's a connector module. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything you need to know. If you need any help with anything or have any questions, feel free to let me know. And yeah, I hope you have fun with your new lightsaber. We'll see you later. Thank you again.